bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder. It was murder in there.
As much as it seems like Bilaal is exposing Will, we don't think that's what's happening. Some hand motions, facial features, the way he says certain words, how he talks about Will when he gets to talking about Will. Those kind of gave us some red flags as to possibly, just possibly, that the next person that Will trades out, in fact, another he'll be here in a minute, is Mr. Bilaal. You know, Hollywood and the entertainment world is pretty small. It seems like it's big, but it's pretty small. And for those of you who are familiar with songs, I mean, some of us are reformed now and we don't listen no more, but that doesn't mean the song has left your head. And the situation we're going to talk about has reminded me of a lyric from a song, and I'm going to quote it for you as straight-laced as I can, because it will apply, and just bear with me so you'll understand. According to the great Beyoncé, you must not know about me, you must not know about me. I could have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. Let's talk about that little line there, and we'll apply it to one Mr. Will Smith. He's been seen recently with an individual that looks an awful lot like his counter, Miss Jada. Same hairstyle or absence of hairstyle. And it seems kind of weird that he'd be going around trying to poke fun at the bear for going at him. And it could be that he's doing something to try and get his revenge. You know, you must not know about me. You must not know about me. I could have another you in a minute. The problem is that last line, it doesn't seem to fit, right? Because it says, in fact, he'll be here in a minute. Well, don't rush ahead of me, because I'll tell you why that actually does fit. You see, for a long time, we've been talking about the masculinity of Jada Smith, and she's been slowly but surely becoming Tupac. And if you look at her and you look at, okay, so you can see the similarities. And all of a sudden, Will goes and finds himself one that looks ironically kind of close to what Jada looks like. But why? Well, we'll park that particular piece of the story right there for a minute and go to the other page, and we'll come back to that in a second. The other person and part of this story is a person by Mr. Bilaal. We've talked about him before, and he had an interview about his excursions while being the best friend of Will Smith and the escapades that Will had being unstraight, if you will. But the thing I noticed about Mr. Bilaal was some tendencies that kind of threw me off. They didn't seem quite normal. And so the more I listened, the more flags went up. And something hit too strong that may just be completely out of left field, but we don't know that it is. Here's our theory. Now, we all have heard that Will has dabbled in the male-on-male persuasion. We've heard about it. He hasn't come forward and said anything, but enough people have come forward and said he's either been interested in it, participated in it, and got where he is because of it. He just happens to have a female that transitioned, at least in appearance, to that of a more masculine feature. He goes out and gets himself, now we're back on page 1, remember, and finds himself that looks a lot like it. And then his friend comes forward to talk about the excursion that Will has. Here's our theory. Will is being saved by Bilaal. As much as it seems like Bilaal is exposing Will, we don't think that's what's happening. We think that Bilaal is kind of buttering up the scene so that when slides on in, Will gonna come across as I've been trying to live my best life as the best I know how, so people don't judge me, but this is who I really am. And I've been giving you guys hints by staying with Jada, even though she was so masculine. And I had me another little thing that seemed an awful lot masculine. And I've had these tendencies that you don't seem to understand, that I've been trying to tell you that this is who I was, and I could not live my truth. Now, here's the question. Is Will going to come out as part of the Rainbow Coalition? And if he does come out as part of the Rainbow Coalition, who will be his partner? Will he have another you in a minute, Jada? Or will it be he'll be here in a minute? Because I have a suspicion that he will be here in a minute, and I have a suspicion we know who the he is. Don't rush ahead again. I can sense that some of you are trying to jump the 8 ball. Don't We still have some striped ones and some solid ones on the board. Just the cue ball is lined up. We're about to get to your 8 ball to win the game. Just calm down. We'll get there. You see, a good friend will be with you in the hard times. No pun intended. A good friend will be there when things are difficult. And a good friend will actually take some shots for you. And in some cases, a good friend will make sure the playing field is ready for your home run. We believe Bilaal is that. What do you call it in baseball? A pinch hitter? Is that what it is? And in some cases, a base runner? Let's call him the base runner. He's the base runner. And you're doing this base running because the other guy can't run right now. But at the end of it, the person that's actually going to get the score will be Will. You see, when you watch that interview with Bilaal, there are some sneaky little things that pop in that if you don't have your eye open, you won't recognize. Some hand motions, facial features, the way he says certain words, how he talks about Will when he gets to talking about Will, how he describes what he encountered when he walked in on Will getting certain things done to him, and him being unwilling to just retreat from the room and still watching and could describe, but he couldn't not look away kind of thing.
Will was bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder, like murder. It was murder in there. And I finally said, oh shit. And they turned around and said, close the door. Right?
Those kind of gave us some red flags as to possibly, just possibly, that the next person that Will trades out, in fact, another he'll be here in a minute, is Mr. Bilaal. You see, when you have a good friend who is willing to bring out your excursions into the public light that you're not able to, or at least not yet able to, and can take the heat for you. In fact, he came out a second time because Jada reacted to it.
How does it feel in 2023 to still have those same rumors out about people you love, like Will and Dwayne?
And this is a person that tried a shakedown, a money shakedown that didn't work. We're going to take legal action.
He said, forget Will for a minute. I'm going to target Jada.
Me and her at war. I'm gonna put Will to the side. Will is to the side. Me and Jada.
Why? I thought your beef was with your friend. Or was it not a beef? Perhaps it was an opening salvo to try and go after the one person keeping Will from being what Will want to be. Gay. You see, our thought process is that the both of them are playing both sides against the middle. Warm up the audience to the idea that Will might be that. Make Jada the pariah, which she is. I'm not saying Jada's good. Don't get me wrong. I know Jada is a POS. We understand that. Ain't no denying what Jada is. Jada's not a nice, good. She's okay. We understand that. But you compound the vileness of Jada to make the vileness of Will look not so vile. And society will start to accept him in the new role that he has, which is the new Will, the gay Will, and his new partner, Bilaal. A stretch? I don't know. You can go watch the interview yourself. Now remember, watch with straight eyes. You got to watch it with straight eyes. Because when you watch with straight eyes, you're going to see a whole lot of things not straight. The way he talks about it, how he approaches it, he's not even trying to really demonize Will about it. He's trying to make it seem as though Will didn't have a choice. Like this is how he had to be because of his clean-cut image that he had to keep for his rap songs. And then he encountered this woman and he had to try to keep up appearance because of parents, because of that, because of this. But the one person who Will has always depended on is the one person that will throw him under the bus, but doesn't really throw him under the bus because when he gets the chance to throw him under the bus, he pulls him out of the line of the bus and tosses Jada under there and is intentionally going, come on now. We are a group of deductive logic people, are we not? At least I think our Too Strong family have the ability to reason, see, and understand what to decipher in these coded messages. So to close our book on this little escapade that they've encountered, we are of the opinion that before too long, The saga between Will and Jada will end thusly. Will come forward saying that for years he has struggled with his bisexuality, but he's really been not straight, and that Jada was the one keeping him from really living his truth, and he had to use a tactic that only was available to him because no other option was, and that was through his best friend, Bilaal, to come out and tell the world that you must not know about me. You must not know about me. I just found another you in a minute, and look, he's here in a minute, baby. So, you want to see what happens in the future? Trust me. So do we.